guest that is the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sammetti. The YouTube WyzGyz. How you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.
Hello. Welcome to WyzGyz Entertainment. This is your host, Wyman. We are joined today by a very special guest, Jose Garcia. How's it going, man?
Hello, hi Wiz, and hey everyone in the chat. It's doing well. How about you, man?
Oh, good, thanks. I appreciate you coming on. It took some work and some finagling, but we finally were able to get you on. I guess it was mostly schedule conflicts, eh?
Yeah.
Welcome, Yotam Darkstar. Yotam's cracking up. Good to have you. Oh, you know what? I just remembered. I missed something. Let me throw up a banner. Oops. Oops, dang it. Cancel that. Go back to this. Open that. Oops. This one, that. All right, there we go. Now we're in business.
Awesome.
Now we're cooking with oil. All right. So thank you once again. Oh, thanks for dropping the links, Yotam. Right on the
right
ball.
On. Yeah, spot on.
So this, as I recall, is your very first time on the channel.
Yes.
So welcome, first off. I'd like to delve into your quote-unquote origin story.
Yeah.
So I'd love to learn more about how you grew up, what you were into when you were younger. What was it like? Comics, cartoons, toys, action figures, whatnot, and what were the key things that influenced your taking this path and taught you the skills to one day release your own crowdfunded comic?
Yeah, for sure. Happy to be here, and hopefully it won't be the last time I will be here. So yeah, kind of my origin story. I'm from Mexico. Right now I'm 32 years old, so I grew up in this really strange time. It wasn't really like the 90s. I didn't quite live the full 90s, but we got it like a bit different than in the US, because here getting comics was kind of it was different, because in the US you have these comic stores and you have newsstands and you have floppies. Here in Mexico, you didn't actually have a lot of floppies. We got like monthly, we got like these sort of trade paperbacks from full stories, kind of like I remember that the first my first Batman comic was a trade paperback from the Nightfall from Batman.
Really?
So yeah, they gather like maybe 10 issues, and they were selling them like every month. You have another one, and they weren't really in like continuity, because you, after Nightfall, you could have something like I don't know, Contagion or something like yeah. So they weren't like really you didn't really have this kind of serialized way to go in comics. And I remember the death of Superman also came around at that time. It was awesome. I remember we have all these trade paperbacks, but we didn't get all of the superheroes. I remember. Yeah, we only for the most part we only got like Batman and Superman, and I remember that the one I desired the most, but it has like an +18, warning label that I couldn't
Yeah.
buy at the time, was the Emerald Twilight for Green Lantern. So yeah, yeah, they did this in Mexico, so I couldn't get it until one of my older cousins, he actually gifted to me. And at the time I grew up, I grew up with that story of Green Lantern. That was my very, very first approach to Green Lantern, and I loved it because it was so different from, maybe not that different, because we were getting like the very gritty era of DC Comics. My first Batman comic was his back being broken by Bane.
Oh, with by Bane, yeah.
Yeah, my very first Superman comic was him being killed by Doomsday. my
So
very first Green Lantern comic was Hal Jordan going crazy and killing all of the lanterns. So,
oh my god, serious time period.
yeah, man, and I actually love the era of when I was like maybe 6 to 8, maybe I can remember, but we got the Batman Azrael era, and that was like really dark. That was really dark. I remember him fighting with this guy with this kind of super long nose and these guns, and the fight was super bloody, and they and Azrael was super merciless. And at the end of the fight, I believe that he actually killed the guy. And I remember him fighting Firefly and actually getting making him explode. And I remember all these catchy phrases, all these ruthless lines. So yeah, when we were growing up, we were had this darker approach to DC, and that was what all the kids were reading. Those were in the newsstands. We had Marvel. I remember that we had Marvel. Those were floppies on the newsstands, and we had like up to translated to Spanish up to maybe issue like 300 or something. When I actually had my first I actually have like some money some money that my parent gave me to lunch. I spent it on comics, so they were like really cheap. Here in Mexico they were like in today's dollars they might be around like 5 to 10 cents from newsstands. And I have all the McFarlane era Spider-Man and Wolverine. I remember having some of the Spider-Man for McFarlane, and some of the and the Eric Larson. I believe it was Eric Larson, Hulk versus Spider-Man.
Right. Did you guys get the McFarlane Spider-Man where? Well, actually, you didn't get individual issues.
Yeah.
So I wonder, back when the McFarlane Spider-Man came out, there were all kinds of variant issues. So you had like Spider-Man kneeling down, crouched, with all this totally intricate webbing in the background.
Oh yeah, we had that.
There was like a gold foil. There was like a silver foil. There was I think a black and white version and things like that. Did they literally have whole graphic novels, trade paperbacks with multiple variant covers as well?
No, they just printed like this one generic cover and all on kind of like everything just putting there together. You couldn't even know where a comic began and where it ended if you didn't read the little text that said ending, that said the end, because right after after it one finished, just the other story began. No pause in between. It was just like yeah, it was kind of this makeshift trade paperbacks. Like
Oh,
sometimes you didn't even get like the full run together. Like
oh,
sometimes you had like number 300, then number 100, then 200, and yeah, they were really weird here
oh
in Mexico.
wow.
Yeah, so those were some of my first approach here. My dad was really big on comics. He is psychologist, and uh, so he really loved. He did draw, but he was more into the medical stuff. But he wanted us, my brother and I, to draw or get something of, kind of this artistic,
Really?
yeah, artistic education that he couldn't pursue. So he were buying us comics, and we got like a bunch of Fantastic Four, like Spider-Man, like Batman, Superman, Green Lantern. We didn't get the Flash here in Mexico until maybe 10 years later. So we were only like, and the thing with Mexico is that uh, Mexico is a big country, and where I live, it's the capital, and it's like we have all the newer things right here first, right? So the thing is that in the capital here in Mexico City, we only have three comic book stores. So and that's the only three you can and they are from the same guys. They are called Comic Castle. And yeah, it was cool, but there were only three on the city, so we didn't even knew that those existed until I was like maybe 14, 15. And of course my dad didn't knew about them. We only stumbled with one of them when I was like 13, when we were going for buy some furnitures, and we actually found the comic book store right next to the furniture store. And
Ah,
yeah, and I got my very first that was maybe at 13 years old, but I got my they were on sale. They had like this anniversary stuff, and they were putting all the comics and at half price
oh
on trade
wow.
paperbacks. Yeah, it was awesome. And that was the first time I actually saw, like a full wall covering comics on yeah, man. And it
Grabbing
was,
insight.
yeah, and they have these figurines, and they have trading cards. They have all this stuff, and I just became crazy. Looking at all of that, I was like just going through the back issues, trying to get. I remember that I had like I don't know, maybe like the equivalent of $10 that I was that I have been saving. And yeah, and I my very first purchase on a comic book store was Dark Knight Return 2 from
Really?
Frank Miller. Yeah, they put it on three different paperbacks, but I mean, I didn't knew that Dark Knight existed. That there was a one. I just saw in the cover DK2, and I remember looking at the 300 graphic novel, the hardcover. That it's kind of like like on the landscape kind of format. So I kind of got that, and the Dark Knight DK Return 2, and I remember buying some of the Infinity Crusade and some of the Infinity Gauntlet just because the covers look so cool.
Oh yeah, yeah.
At the time, I didn't even knew how to read English properly, but those were like really cool, so I have to got them. And yeah, but at the same time, comics weren't. I mean, they were on newsstands, but we weren't getting the full story. So there were times where you could, get into one storyline and never see it again the next week, or yeah. So it just disappeared. So it was really hard to keep up with comics.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, and but at the same time, when I was growing up, I mean, we had comics, but very differently than in the U.S. market. And in the U.S., we actually got here some anime before the U.S. So we had, like, when I was growing up, we had Dragon Ball.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
the very first Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z. We had to wait to Dragon Ball Z
Yeah,
for
yeah.
years. But we have the very first story of Goku. It was super different than DBC. I love it a lot more, and we had it translated to Spanish, and we had like the full series uncut from. And it was uncut, so there's some stuff that some people will deem problematic these days. So yeah, and I believe that people like they just they didn't really care. They just translated and didn't cut all the, like, the part when Bulma, like, show kind of flash off Roshi, and they didn't cut that off in the Mexican version, and that was going on national TV. So and people, people didn't complain or anything, and so that was cool. We got animes uncut there. We got Saint Seiya, that was super cool, super bloody at the time. I really love Saint Seiya. We have a special love for Saint Seiya here in Mexico, and we had like the Vision of Escaflowne. We have like I don't know, Dragon Quest, Dino Daibuken, which is being right now remade into an anime. We have the Moomins; those are for Finland. We have Candy Candy, Remy, Messenger C, all of that while I was growing up. So the only American cartoon we have at the time was the Adventures of Batman. Those the Batman animated by Bruce Timm. That was like super cool. We had the Superman show, but it was only if you have cable or paid TV. So not anyone could see that. I remember when we were going on vacation to the beach or something. The hotels, they had paid cable. So that was the only time I got to see the Superman cartoon, and for me that was like very man, there must be a ton of stuff out there I'm missing out. So but we have here in Mexico like this really weird introduction to comics, and we have a proper manga anime introduction to all the kids. Like most of the guys here like more anime and manga, because it was more that was what's being broadcast in our childhoods. And actually manga came here way before comics get properly translated. I mean, we had all those paperbacks and stuff, but they were a mess to keep up with. But some of the publishers start trying to bring these manga volumes in Spanish. And we also had the Akira movie translated into Spanish, in which I love more the Spanish dub than the original Japanese, because it was so cool. So we have tons of movies and stuff translated into Spanish. So that's what we kind of we even got Evangelion translated into Spanish when I was like like 11, and even the movies. So
those too.
Yeah, so we got all these cool. We have a more overflow of anime and manga rather than comics. So I kind of like both. So I started trying to copy from both of them. Trying to copy from comics, from manga, from anime, and somewhere between those years, when I was 8 up to 13, we started going to kind of this flea market with my dad, because
those are fun.
Yeah, those are fun, because they my dad had kind of like this. He used to have a lot of these watches, and he just went to like fix them. And there was a guy at the flea market who did like this great job. And that was my first in this flea market. These were my first my first introduction to some of the English indie comics, because there was a guy who went all years at San Diego Comic-Con, and he had like just all these comics lying there in the floor on
Oh my
bags. Yeah.
God.
And that was I actually my one of my first comics was Cyberfrog, actually. Yeah, that was weird.
Oh my
Yeah, I remember buying from him one of the comics from She.
Oh,
One, yeah,
dang.
yeah.
That's a
Once
trip. Oh my God.
that's a trip. That's one Cyberfrog, and I remember buying from him.
Do you happen to get
Oh,
one?
the Milk and the Cheese, the Milk and the Cheese
Oh, you got
comic.
these.
Yeah, I loved and one of a spot, and I love it ever since. I haven't gotten to buy the full trade paperbacks, but for me those comics were so precious, because they were so different than anything else that I kind of reread them until the page started tearing down and stuff. I
Oh,
remember not knowing what the hell was happening on the Milk and the Cheese, but I love the faces of kind of these kind of older guys on the Milk and Cheese, and super violent, and Spud was super cool. So yeah, so after that, I got into.
Before you go further,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm just gonna pause a moment. Let's check out the chat real quick.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Welcome, Mananui. Hello.
Hey,
Have you? Hey, Anthony. Dark Gift Comics Presents says, "What's up, peeps?"
hey, Dark Rift.
And Yo Time Darkstar says hello. Hello. What about? Welcome. Ahoy, one and all. Some hellos. Hey, Joe Frago. Yeah,
Oh, thanks a lot, Joe Frogo.
it's fun. I backed it. Heck yeah. They showed them cheeks. El Gargoyle, welcome. Who plays the best Mexican? Lou Diamond Phillips, Cardi B, or Alec Baldwin's wife? Jeez.
Alec Baldwin, that was priceless, man.
Yeah, I will have to vote for Alec Baldwin's wife. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
me too, man. That was the biggest grift in Hollywood.
She got away with it for what, 5 years? Something like that?
Maybe more. I can remember, but that might be more.
Yeah, I mean, if they were married 5 years, then there was probably a dating period, so it could be even longer. That
Yeah.
is crazy how he fell for that. It's just too funny. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Some hellos. Hey, welcome from Oliver from 656 Comics. Good to have you. Yo.
Hey, Ollie.
Welcome, Joe Frago. I've been kind of laying low for a bit, but I'm still around. Good to have you. Good to see they haven't canceled you. That's kind of a thing nowadays for independent free thinkers.
Yes.
You mentioned that, oh yeah, if you haven't already, back Lumina Vhox Vol.1, it is funding right now. So back it today. If you already back it once, back it twice, back it 3 times a lady. And last time I checked, the campaign is at 95% funded.
Yeah.
Almost there. We're going to hit it, hopefully today.
Yes.
That's pretty impressive. That's really sweet. I was wondering, Jose, if you had any insight as to why you think comic books, when they were distributed to Mexico, why they were compiled into trade paperback volumes as opposed to individual issues. Do you think it was a matter of it being less expensive to distribute it to Mexico? And also, when you finally got exposed to the existence of comic book shops, were they still all trade paperback collections, or did you start seeing floppies there?
Oh yeah. So as far as I know, I mean, we had like a booming comic book industry in Mexico, but it was mostly like adult oriented. They were pretty much like spicy stories for the working class, and We had this like little tales, horror tales. We had a cool horror kind of like from the Mexican mythology. We had kind of a lot of comics of that, of horror comics, and we had like some national superheroes like Calimand, and there was some other stuff. But after that kind of died a little bit because I don't remember well. I mean, I used to know all of this, but I'm kind of rusty. It's been a while since I kind of touched this subject, but yeah, but I kind of remember that it went down a little bit. The comic started to well, people weren't interested in comics because there was some censorship, and after the censorship, yeah, it started to decline, and that's where I believe there were two publisher. One was called publisher Novaro, and Novaro, they were as far as I know, if I'm not mistaken, they were like kind of part of one of the newspapers here in Mexico. So we got comics here for maybe like we had like this lag, like kind of this I mean, if I don't know, if Dark Knight Returns and all of those stuff were published in the 80s, 90s, we got it here maybe 10 years later, so we have this kind of lag in getting we never got the newer stories, so what I think that happened, I mean, I've heard talks about this in with some of my friends that they are comic historians here in Mexico. But what I kind of remember is that they bought the publishing rights for some of this stuff,
All right.
but they didn't know what to do. They didn't know where there was a starting point, so they started just putting them up like randomly. And with the DC stuff, they saw these big events like the death of Superman and stuff, and they just started, grabbing like the major arcs and
Okay.
just yeah.
Right.
So we didn't have any of those. And in the comic book shops, when I got there, they actually have like like everything like a regular US comic book store. They have the most recent comics. They always had it behind the curtain. It was cool because they actually revealed them on I don't I maybe it was Wednesday's night. They really have this curtain, and they used to put them all in one table. And when I remember, it was maybe 8 o'clock. When 8 o'clock hit, they removed the curtain, and you could go and grab all the comics. So that was cool because a lot of people were, like you see this mob behind the curtain just waiting to really grab comics. And at the time, it was like really for me, it was kind of frustrating because they were mostly 40-year-old guys, 30-year-old guys, and guys with money. So they went like like bolters, and they just grab all the comics. And after the leftovers, I went like there with my cents in my hand, and I was like, oh yeah, so I can buy maybe one comic. So I always. It was cool. I always decided to go for something more stylish. I mean, the comic book era that I got into when I actually had money was I jumped into comics into the cliffhanger era. So instead of jumping to Batman, Superman, or some other published, established superhero, I got into the Joe Madureira Battle Chasers. I got into Humberto Ramos Crimson. I got into Chris Bacalo's Steampunk. And Danger Girl from J. Scott Campbell. So those were like actually my very, very first series of comics that I actually went weekly to get into. So that was real cool, and that's what gave me the idea that if you become kind of like I wasn't thinking of superheroes or something when I got in. I was thinking like, man, these guys are doing their own IPs, their own stories, and they are being published and they are being super successful. At the time, I didn't knew they were superstars, and only because they were superstars, they were allowed to do that. But you know, that's the idea that got sitting into my mind, that if I could be good enough, I could actually, make my own stories one day.
So you were resuming what we were discussing in your origin story, where you find yourself at flea markets and
Yep.
you're seeing these vendors who are selling lots of comics, and that introduced you to indie comics.
Mm-hmm.
And you even got a chance to get some of the early stuff like Cyberfrog, as you mentioned, from Harris Comics, and
Yeah.
you picked up some other titles that are pretty wild. Do you by chance still have those, or did you sell them?
I most of these comics I still have them.
Wow.
But yeah, they're in pretty bad shape.
Oh.
Yeah, they're in the worst terrible shape because
They were well loved.
yeah, they were well up, but we actually have like 2 floods on our house.
Oh,
So
dang.
yeah, that's the reason I stopped buying floppies, because once we have our house flooded, and we only got to we rescue some of the remaining comics that I have, and they are like like wet carton, well, like wet boards, and no, and the smell was really bad. Yeah, old comics getting wet was real bad. So that's when I decided to. After that point, I only decided to buy trade paperbacks, and I actually save up to buy myself like some shelves, to get them. So yeah, I've been collecting those ever since. So I have a really lengthy collection of trade paperbacks and lots of manga recently.
Oh, all right, cool. Albino Thunderbuns, welcome. Lurking while doing admin work. Carry on, gentlemen, and let's get Jose funded. Heck yeah. Welcome
Hey, Joe.
to Comics. Greetings, everyone. Genuine Comics says, I backed Lumina Vhox today. Looks like fun. Right
nice.
On. Fantastic. Yeah, if you haven't already, back it. If you have already back it twice, back it 3 times the lady. So then, would you consider yourself a storyteller, an artist, a letterer, or are you like all jack of all trades?
Jack of all trades for sure. I mean, some of my kind of background, I've been working in tons of stuff. I started that advertisement for commercials, like beer commercials and stuff, when I was 18. I was mentored by Humberto Ramos and Roberto Flores, and Roberto was kind of big on. He was about to be one of the guys from Cliffhanger. Well, he had to leave because of personal reasons, but he showed us his comic he was working on. It was going to be published alongside Crimson from Humberto, and it was so great, but he had a family tragedy and he retired from comics for maybe like 5 or 6 years. So he started doing advertisement. So he was my boss, Roberto. He teach me a lot. He got us into calls. Me and my friend, my other friend who was working at the time with me, we were both 18-year-old kids, and he got calls from Joe Madureira. He got calls from John Bogdanov. He got calls from George Perez. He got he got calls from Rob Liefeld. So, and they sometimes they came all the way to Mexico and they hang out here. So when we were working, we actually got to meet these guys. Yeah, and we got pretty pretty well we got some really cool tips from all of them, and Roberto was like, he's like the one of the finest guys you can find on doing anatomy. I mean, I remember that yeah, with Joe Math, like he had a lot of Joe Mad original art, and Joe Mad was like one of my favorite artists. That so he had a lot of his sketches. He had like tons of battle chasers, unpublished sketches that he had.
Ooh.
Yeah, those were really cool to see, and we had them all in the studio. John Bogdanov was kind of he was the best man, I believe, in his wedding. So he had like tons of Death of Superman, like original special editions in English, signed by John Bogdanov. So
Gosh.
yeah, he had like 10 or maybe 20. So he had this lengthy collection of comics and stuff.
Oh,
And
wow.
every time we ended up the working day, we just start to geek out and read all the comics. We never had the money to ever get ourselves in life. And he had a lot of how-to books. He had the animator survival kit. He had some of the Art of Disney stuff behind him. He had a lot of Capcom stuff. He had the Street Fighter 2, the book of the movie. So we started learning from that, and he was teaching us how to do all this stuff. And we were only 1 year with Roberto, and then I went on doing comics. And then I went to music videos. I did something for Alice in Chains for storyboarding.
Whoa.
I actually got kind of one of my dream jobs at the time. I'm really into punk rock, so I got to work with the Epitaph record guys, with Greg Griffin from Bad Religion. I used to do the posters for the gigs, for maybe local gigs, but I used to do those posters for, I don't know, No Effects, Bad Religion, like Dead
Yeah.
Kennedys, and all that was like real cool. And after that, I went a little bit into animation. I started working with Cartoon Network, with Nickelodeon. I just left my work at DreamWorks about a month ago, but I was working on DreamWorks. And from comics, in between, I worked with Heavy Metal Magazine. From a contact here in Mexico actually got me the gig, and that gig got me into a video game. I was working with Simon Beasley and Mike Mignola.
Jeez.
Yeah, that was cool because I was a character design on that, and for a little kid like me, like 20 years old, having designing characters and having Simon Beasley and Mike Mignola drawing them, it was like a dream,
What the hell? Damn. Crap. That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks to Yotam Darkstar for dropping the links. Check out Hunting Alice Book 1 on Indiegogo. And check out Perfect 10. Yeah,
That Perfect 10 is cool. So cool.
Yeah, all these books look really good. Looking forward to them. Man, you had all kinds of experiences and at such a young age.
Yeah. I always been, looking for getting better at my craft, and I always been the annoying kid in the cons who had his portfolio on his backpack and always chasing and waiting for artists for feedback. And so I always were there. When I got to go to San Diego Comic-Con, I was only exclusively there in the animators from there's an ale where there's a lot of Pixar, DreamWorks, and Disney artists, and they are selling their sketchbooks. So I was always there, trying to show my portfolio and get some feedback. I did this with the animators because that ale was always wasn't as crowded. Maybe if you want to go with Mike Mignola, it was always crowded and stuff. So I decided to go with the animators, and they were super cool. And that's how I get a little bit more into animation. They taught me a lot of cool tricks. I mean, there's this guy this is kind of like one of the godly figures in animation called John Nevares, and John Nevares is a storyboard artist from Pixar, from DreamWorks, from Disney. So he's like really top tier, and he's one of the top dogs there. And his table is always kind of like a little bit empty. So I knew who that guy was, and I always went every year with my portfolio until one day he just said like, you know what? Instead of doing this every year, just send me. Just send me an email, shoot me an email, and I will get all the feedback you need. So I got like personalized and free advice from John Nevares for like 2 years.
Whoa, what a trip. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, just by being annoying. So that's really cool.
So that's a pro tip, be annoying.
Yeah.
My goodness, that's freaking awesome. And what eventually led you to doing your own book?
I've been trying to do my own book ever since I have ever since I have memory. I've always wanted to draw my own stuff. Coming from the cliffhanger era, I always was thinking on my own stuff, never on any superheroes or just telling my own stuff. So I've been trying to get my projects from maybe ever since I began, since I was like maybe 14. So that's some of my projects are almost 14 years old, just waiting. They're already written. They already. I have sketched for some of them, but the thing is that I didn't have the skill to actually do something good with them. So I all my career it's been kind of leading up to this. I've been getting all these jobs in order for me to get better and faster and have the experience to actually put up something professional. So when I went to work with DreamWorks, it wasn't because I want to be an animator or a storyboard artist all my life. It was just that was a stepping stone for me to become faster and to become and have the abilities, the composition, the animation kind of feel that I love, in order to get this stuff out of my mind in the best way possible. So I'm always been aiming for that. I tried self-publishing in Mexico. I have like 8 books that I self-published around the years, but here in Mexico, around maybe 5 or 4 years, the whole indie scene kind of went down because animation came here hard. So there were a lot of people from Netflix and from Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, looking for people to outsource some of the animation. So a lot of these jobs opened, and since doing comics wasn't like really profitable, most of the comic book artists went straight up to animation, went to ink and paint for all these projects, for these outsourcing animation projects. So right now the view, the landscape here in Mexico is that there are not a ton of guys making comics, because like 95% of the guys are doing animation. They want to work with DreamWorks and or Cartoon Network, because those are the only kind of jobs available if you're an artist. Those are the only career paths. The only and most of these guys don't really want to they are afraid to get a visa and get out to the States, looking for stuff. So like 90% of the guys here are working on studios, outsourcing stuff. So obviously the comic book kind of indie scene kind of died here. So you're not seeing a lot of that. And if there are people doing comics, there are some cool guys who are still keep doing comics, like 656 Comics from Ciudad Juarez, like Oliver here. They are keeping all this scene alive. But here in Mexico City, you have only like maybe 4 guys doing comics, and it's super expensive to print. So you will get an indie comic like every maybe 3 years, and in between each other. So it's really weird here to try to make it into the indie scene. I tried to self-publish like 6 times, and I mean, I didn't did all that bad. It was really cool, to be honest, but trying to crowdfund a comic here in Mexico, it's asking a lot because we don't really have the culture like in the US of believing in something new. So people were afraid of Kickstarter, of Indiegogo, or those kind of platforms. So they were looking them as scams. Like, oh, if I give money to this, I'm not sure that this will get. I will get this into my hands. So it was super hard, but yeah, but I still try to keep doing this, and until I came up into CG, when I saw Narwhal, when I saw some of these guys being funded and being indie, I mean, that was like an eye opener for me. I mean, I actually was being a little bit jaded because all of the politics that were mixing into the comics and into the animation studios. So by the time like maybe 2 years ago, I was starting to notice all that, and I was being super jaded with I just wanted to draw, and people keep bringing politics, people keep bringing all this stuff that I mean, I'm from Mexico, so I wasn't really all that well informed of what was happening in the US, and suddenly I got being called like a sexist, a bigot, and I was like, what did I did wrong? And I didn't know what was happening, and some people like say like, oh, you used like this like an ass shot from this girl, so that's sexist. And I'm like, yeah, the script here said like she has to look sexy, so what do you want me to do? So I didn't know all about that. So I was kind of being super jaded with all of this, and then I started looking into some CG videos. One of my first videos I see was from Ja Boy Sax. So I was really so I was really pulled into CG by Ja Boy Sax. Then I find out about Narwhal, and Narwhal got me to EBS, and and I've been here for the last 10 months, and trying to do great work, trying to get my ideas out, and meeting lots of wonderful people and supportive.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it amazing? The community.
It's super amazing.
People want to see each other succeed, and it's not like other industries. It's really unique because there are people wanting to promote, people wanting to see others achieve their dreams.
Yeah, and that's like a 180 completely from the animation and the mainstream industry. Because there's a lot of backstabbing in the mainstream and on the Californian animation scene, because pretty much if you are in the animation scene, if you cannot help anyone else, if they cannot climb, you cannot help them climb their way up, you're pretty much useless to them. So that's very cutthroat. And since I always been working from Mexico, I'm a freelance artist. I mean, I got the invitation to go to work to Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, but I had some family stuff going on, so I could never went to the studios. And thank God I didn't went to go live on California, because it's become at one point of my life, since I really love punk rock, I really would love to live there because of the Warped Tour, the punk scene, and everything. So I really love. I used to really want to live there, but right now I'm really glad I didn't get the chance to be there, because with the the money, the US dollars go a lot more here in Mexico. So I can have actually a good life working here. with earning in US dollars. But if I were to earn that same amount in California, I practically will have been homeless, you know. So
Oh, right, yeah.
so yeah, so
Good stuff.
mhm.
Excuse me. Let's see. Let's bring this up here. Lumina Vhox Vol.1, 80-page
Yes,
book, 80-page book of
yeah.
space project adventures. Uh, is this book already completed, or is it still being worked on?
It's kind of a funny story because when I took my first 3 month vacation from DreamWorks last year, you know, on the holiday vacation. So I had 3 months to do whatever. So when I came to so when I was starting to get into CG, one of my first and you know I believe that most influential stuff that got me really pumped was seeing Xenotype at the time, seeing this really big manga book.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
getting crowdfunded. So the thing is that having being working with the mainstream industry for 14 years, like I didn't really have lots of time to draw for myself. So so the first thing I did when I got these vacations is that I went straight to my most beloved IP. It's called Ginger and Luna. It's another book that I will be crowdfunding next. But I was so eager that I pumped out like the first volume, which is like 280 pages. So I finished that before Lumina. uh, but then when I was starting talking with other people here on CG, and they told me like, man, that's a lot to ask for for a guy who has no audience, still no audience. So yeah, I kind of had to backtrack a little bit. I mean, I have only like 90 pages, or no, maybe less, like 70 pages to color for from Ginger, but that's all. That's done. That book's done, and but I had to backtrack a little bit, and I have this other project called Lumina Vhox. It's more in line with the CG, you know, like 80 pages, like maybe 100-page book, and so yeah, this is I'm a really fast artist, so I can pop pages like crazy, being
Yeah.
working animation and all that.
Yeah, that'll give you that kind of background.
Yeah, so I decided to go with Lumina Vhox, and this is 80 pages, and if we reach our stretch goals, it might go up all the way to 100 or 120, and this will be a series. I'm doing these books like kind of arcs. So every 3 books, there's gonna be a complete arc. So this is the first volume of the first arc, and yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Are you looking for each of them to be 80 pages, roughly 80 to 100?
Yeah. I mean, if I can get into a financial situation to just only be working on this, I can pump this in month and a half fully finished. So yeah, so that'd be pretty cool. And but yeah, you mean I know the one thing that is the most difficult. I've heard some people talk about it. I was talking with this privately with Kenneth Rocafort. He kind of contacted me to welcome me to CG, and we both speak Spanish, so it was super cool talking with someone who is here talking in our own language. So we were talking about I was mentioning him about the hard when you leave your job, the financial situation you come you find yourself in, jumping from an established company to going indie. So it's been super hard. I mean, I have to take lots of commissions, I have to take lots of other comics, and I mean, I'm choosing the projects I like. So it's not like I'm being like, like it's not like I'm doing it just because of the money. I'm in the position where I can actually work with people I like. But it takes away from drawing my own stuff, you know. So it's cool, but at the same time, it's postponing kind of fulfilling some of my dreams, which is working full time on my own stuff. But yeah, the financial stuff is kind of weird. Actually, I will have to I have some money saved to scrape by these few months on the campaign, so I might not be able to make a lot of money, just pay my bills, maybe get a little bit into debt to finish this book called Lumina Vhox, and yeah, maybe after that, if everything goes well, I can get into a better financial situation where I can actually, do this, do my own stuff full time. I mean, I'm doing comics full time right now, but it's like 80% other people's comics, and right now 20% mine. But I will be doing this as I go every day. I mean, I will be cutting some of the commission stuff, so I can be at least like 60% mine of my time and 40% of commissions and stuff. So I can work as fast as I can and get as much done as I can. If everything goes well, and I'm planning this really carefully to go well, I will have the book finished when the campaign finished. So it will be, yeah.
Like if you were to come up with a percentage of how far the progress is on Lumina Vhox, what would you estimate it at? Like, do you, excuse me, do you have all the pencils and inks done and you're just coloring, or do you have all the pencils done and you got some of the inks and some of the coloring done?
Oh, as of right now, I have like 25 pages already inked. I did that on a week, so that was cool, and I actually got to color like maybe 10. So right now, I have all the book already sketched out, and yeah. So the thing is that in the mornings, this is my most kind of productive time. So before I go to it, I always use my mornings to do kind of the inks on 2 pages. So I will be doing like 2 pages like every day, and I have a Twitch stream at nights where I will be coloring or maybe advancing some of it. But after I eat, that's maybe 3 o'clock up until maybe 10 o'clock. That's the time I use to work on other people's project. The morning is mine, and the nights are from 10 to 2 a.m. That's when I be streaming. So I can get a lot of things done. If I had like a full day to myself, that will be awesome. I could maybe pop out like maybe 4 pages a day like I used to, but right now I'm just only popping like 2 of mine and one of all the projects I am working with. So I'm still doing 4 pages a day, but I'm doing like 2 of mine, one of other project and one of another project, and
Right.
yeah. So that's how it's going right now.
So as a whole, for the Lumina Vhox project, would it be accurate to say that you're about 25% completed?
Yeah, about like 25% completed, and and growing strong every day.
Are you a traditional artist, a digital, or do you do both?
I do digital. I've been working on digital for most of my career for 14 years. In the studio, when I was with Roberto Flores, he had Cintiqs. So yes, so we only I only got to this period of time when I started because at the time I didn't even have like my own computer. We shared a computer in the house. Everyone, my father, my brother. So there wasn't much time to try to learn to color and stuff. So my first approach was being in Roberto's studio. He taught us how to color the storyboards we were doing for advertisement, and we kind of he only had 2 Cintiqs, so my friend and we kind of had turns on it. So one day I got the Cintiq, another day he had the Cintiq, and he had another like this Intuos pen, Intuos tablets. So so yeah, but after a while, my friend leaves, so I got myself I got myself, the Cintiq all for myself. So after leaving the studio, the first thing I did was buying an iMac and
Oh,
make some commissions until I finally bought my first Cintiq, the 12 UX Cintiq. So that was with me for a long time, and right now I'm working on a 22 Cintiq. I bought my girlfriend another Cintiq because she's an animator. So
oh,
yeah, so there's there haven't been a lot of time, a lot of me working on traditional. I mean, I'm doing some traditional pieces after 14 years for this campaign as
oh,
add-ons. I will be doing sketch cards.
cool, cool.
So, but yeah, but mostly digital. It's quicker. It's and I love it the most.
Yotam Darkstar mentions FSC Publishing.
Oh yeah, that's I mean, I'm from Mexico, so I can actually make an Indiegogo campaign. So I had to go around and ask help for somebody to host me.
Oh,
So yeah, I got the help from really good friend Adam Lawson. He's doing the Kill Journal,
oh,
and
right.
yeah, so Adam offered himself to help me, hosting this Indiegogo campaign. He's gonna have the bank account and everything. Right now, he's been getting all the mails and getting them forward them to me. So if you are asking for a commission sketch card, it might take a while because Adam is kind of busy, and we are trying to fix that up so I can get the emails directly myself. Because only Adam is only hosting, but he's not kind of directly involved in this. I am doing all of it. I did all of the art. I did the trailer. I did all of the stuff. I set the prices. So I've been getting feedback from Adam, but as of right now, he said like, just go do your own thing. I will do mine, and I will at the end we'll see how that goes. And yeah, but he's been really cool about it, and I like the freedom to do anything.
Yeah, and as Yotam mentioned, Adam is awesome.
He's
Yeah,
super awesome.
his book's looking really good too.
We're gonna do a book together next time, sometime in the future. So
Wow.
be looking for. Hope you look forward to that
Oh, absolutely. Let's go ahead and play this trailer here.
for sure.
I don't know how it happened, but that thing found its way into us. It took everything from me. I'm not sure how, but I'm gonna take it back. What is Lumina? If you watch now, find out by backing. Only on Indiegogo.
Who's the voiceover?
Oh, I actually did this trailer like last Thursday. So I decided I hated live, so I decided to make a full trailer for my launching party. So I did this in the whole 3 days, and I didn't have time to go on Fiverr or any of these sites to get a voice actor. So I used text to speech software, free software.
Oh.
So yeah, you can only type stuff, and there's a voice that that tells what you want to what you wanted to say. So I look out for a lot of voices, and I found out this really cool one, and I actually had to change some of the dialogue so it didn't hear like a robot. So
Right.
yeah, I had to change some of the lines until I finally got what's in the trailer. But that was real cool. It was free, and it was done. Well, maybe it was done like in maybe 5 minutes, but finding the right voice took like 3 hours of
Oh my
just
God.
yeah,
Yeah.
randomly searching, because there's only like these grown-up voices. So yeah, getting a child voice was like kind of difficult, but after that, that was like really easy. And they give you the free audio track, so you can actually um, put it in your video and edit your videos. So that's real
Wow,
cool.
that's sweet.
So yeah, including, you could say that including the voice, I did everything myself.
Wow, holy cow! And let's see here. Yes, check out the Kill Journal on Indiegogo. Yeah,
Yes.
indeed. Good stuff. So, am I missing something? If it looks like you've got 4 of the same image.
Oh yeah, that was a little glitch. I hadn't really, fixed.
Okay.
Yeah, we put some of the images right there at the gallery, but I don't know what the hell happened with IGG. Yeah, and it just repeat the same one over and over again, and it was like it was annoying. But I will try to fix that. But there are some pages on if you lower, a little bit if you go a bit lower in
Yep.
the campaign.
Awesome. You mentioned here your fixed goal is 7,000.
Yeah.
How did you come up with that number? I mean, I presume you're including shipping, handling, cost of materials, and the cost of printing.
Hmm.
Maybe costs involved with swag that you might be including with the book.
Yeah.
And is a portion of it also paying yourself for your time?
Yeah, so I'm a really terrible boss, so I'm not paying anything myself. That is the whole for that's only for printing, shipping, and handling, and yeah, getting all the swag. Yeah, the thing that here is that I'm actually, if we reach the 7 goal, I still have to put some of my money of my own pocket. So I have like another 5K, just say in case something goes wrong or anything. I actually need like 10K to break even. Because printing it will be a little bit expensive. I'm doing Squarebound and UV Spot, and those aren't the stretch goals. Those are that's how I want the book to come out. So I don't mind paying a little bit of that myself. And the shipping will be. I mean, I'm from Mexico, so the thing I'm doing, and it's a little bit expensive, but I will be driving all the way to Texas. Yeah, to fulfill, within the US. So because international prices on postage from here in Mexico, I will have to charge like 25 to $30. So
Uh-huh.
that's a ton of money. So I decided I have some family in Texas, so I might have to go drive all the way around there. And we pay kind of this, I don't know how they call in the US, but in every state, to cross every state, you have this kind of border check when you need to pay a toll to go to the
Oh,
other state line.
oh wow.
So it's kind of like, if you make a trip from Mexico to, I'm going to Ciudad Juarez to get them to my family and then cross them. That's like maybe 1K, like in on these checkpoints, just paying and returning.
Man.
So yeah, and shipping and handling, I will have to pay some of my family, like maybe another 1 or 2K just for them to cross that stuff. And then yeah, they can use the 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 shipping. We are using pirate shipping, for this one. We were about to use stamps, but we got some feedback from. I got some feedback from Shade Red, and she told me that that pirate shipping goes way lower, so I can get it a little bit more cheaper. And she said that they are super professional, so I believe in Shay, and I will try to get that. But the thing is that I will only make one trip because that's expensive as it is.
Oh my god.
And that's my main. That's what I have to set a realistic goal here. I know that a lot of people told me that go lower, like 5K. But if I actually wanted to print this book and get it into your hands, and this is my first time doing all of this, getting into the US, I know I might screw up on some stuff. So I'm getting myself a little bit more, extra. Extra room to get it safely to you. So that's why I have like this really big goal. It's not because I'm really greedy or something. Like I just want to be safe. I just want to actually get it. I want to have the good faith of the people because I will be doing lots more of campaigns and stuff, and I want to make this my full-time job.
Oh yeah, for sure. Did you say? Were you calling it? The name of the company is Pirate Shipping?
Yeah, pirate shipping. I've been told that it's a super great way to ship stuff in the US.
Pirate?
Pirate like
On the 7 Seas?
Yeah, like of the 7 Seas.
Okay, all right. I wasn't familiar with them. But she knows more about shipping than I do.
Yeah, so that's what we'll be using.
Okay, right on. Thanks for dropping the links, Tom. Check out Hammer, a post-Ragnarok tale. Yeah, that's a freaking awesome looking book.
That looks super cool. I saw Adam Lawson posting it today, and it was super great. The art is awesome.
Yeah, and he's also a sculptor.
Nice.
So he hand sculpts several of the characters so he can use it as reference when he's drawing the book.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, welcome to Art Give Comics Presents. Anthony says, got a split. Don't forget to shoot me a DM so I can remember to add you to the list for the show.
For sure. Yes, I will. I was trying to get into as much streams as possible. So Dark Gift told me that I should, shoot him a DM. I will.
Yeah, you should. He's got a good show. Oliver from 656 Comics. Don't forget the 656 tax for smuggling books through our territory. Yeah, I mean, throughout the U.S., if you are crossing a bridge, there's often a toll fee incurred there. But usually, state to state, there isn't really.
Oh, here, you have like in the freeway, you have almost state by state checkpoints, and they're expensive, and it's not, and it's paying 2 times because it's going and returning, so you have to pay like twice as much.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
So that sucks. That's the one thing that really sucks, and so yeah, but that's the hardest part for me, shipping. But I've been saving up for it not to be a problem of the backers. They should only concern themselves with getting the book. So they shouldn't really have they shouldn't be concerned just like backing and getting the book.
Yep.
And I should be the one who takes responsibility from all the rest. So that's what I'm doing. So that's what I have some money saved, and I'm seeing how I'm gonna struggle with all this thing. Don't worry about it. If you're backing, leave it to me. I will figure it out. And so that's why I'm not trying to price the shipping as um, as high. I want it to be affordable.
Right.
If you see the perks, you will see that this is a very affordable campaign. I'm having 4 books here on this campaign. One of those already sold out. So there's
Holy
another.
moly.
There's another 3 more books you can get into these bundles of this campaign.
My golly. Holy moly. Um, so let's see. Joe Frago says, I'm still about to work on some gunpla models while I listen to streams today. Sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, I love model building. It's been so many years since I did it, but it's kind of relaxing, actually.
I want to buy one of those metal slug, those little models that you have to, ensemble yourself. Those are really cool, and you have to paint and glue them.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Oh my gosh, I used to do jet fighters,
Oh, nice.
and I never got so deep into actually painting, but I'd assemble them and then apply the water-based decals. You dip it submerge it under water momentarily, and then gently peel it off
Yeah,
and
nice.
apply it to the plastic. It's fun stuff. It's really enjoyable. Joe Frago says, you looking for more streams, Jose? There are a lot of great people to reach out to. I don't know who you've been on or plan to.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in on as much as I can. This is my last scheduled stream, but I'm looking for something on the next week. I already reached to Beanie, to Beanie Tartamello, to WyzGyz, to
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
they are cool. I've been on their streams like maybe twice. I reached to Mandy. I never been on her show.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I reach out to Piper.
Oh, sweet.
John Malin. I'm actually doing a piece for the Visions on John
really?
Mailing's. Yeah, well, it's a fan art piece, so I just decided to go
Nice.
with to ask John Mailing if
Oh
he
my
likes
gosh,
it, and he told me that I could come next week on his Comicsgate present, so I will be there. Yeah,
sure.
that's real cool. I reached to Dark. I have to reach to Dark Gift. And Narwhal. Narwhal is really cool. I've been on stream with him, but I haven't been able to reach out to him. I believe he's on the printing process for 99. So I believe that he's a little bit overwhelmed right now. So
all right.
I always go on Pete Samedi whenever I can.
And, I was gonna say Pete Samedi.
He's real cool.
Have you been on Graded 0.5?
No, I believe I don't.
All right, check out Graded 0.5. Also, Raging Golden Eagle.
Oh, I was on Raging Golden Eagle, I believe, 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Yeah.
It was cool. He got me tons of backers. I was on Bancroft. I was on. I launched with. I was with. I launched my project with Shay. I was with Critical Blast.
Okay.
Some people told me that I should go with Ryan Wynn from Hammerella on his streams. And I'm shooting to get into maybe someday with Fraga or Shane Davis. That will be really cool. I don't know if you know, but I'm working with Ethan. I'm working on a Cyberfrog book. Yes.
Holy crap!
Yeah. So right now I know he's a little super busy, with the Creed stuff, with all the the new stuff, with the new appearance on All Cap Comics with Dio Neon. I don't know how to pronounce his name. The guy from the pit, Dale Neon. I'm sorry, I'm super bad with names.
Maybe it's Wen. It's often pronounced Wen, I think, or Nguyen.
Oh, cool.
Depends.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
I'm super bad with names, but yeah, I'm trying to get as much as funded as possible. I'm I don't know if Ethan is gonna host me. Well, I'm kind of an All Caps Comics member, but I don't really want to. I mean, I want to try to make it on my own.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't want to be reliant on somebody else's audience. So that's why I'm trying to reach to all the channels I can.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so I can get my own audience, because yeah, I want to get this funded, and maybe later, if everything goes cool, I keep getting, I keep delivering pages and pieces to it, and maybe as then. After I get funded on my own, say like, hey, maybe can we have some stream or something, and that will be like really helpful. But as for now, I want to see how far I can go on my own.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's the way everyone should handle it. You get by on your own merits, develop a following, and make your own success.
Yes.
I dropped you some information in DMs.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Some content creators who you might reach out to try and get on their show. Joe Frog referring to the gunplay or gunpla. It's like a furniture, but fun. I actually enjoy I enjoy assembling furniture. The big challenge is, dealing with the risk of it being like made in China, and then forgetting to include parts, or the diagram being off.
Yeah, that sucks.
The measurements being off, things like that.
Oh man, when you have when you are missing one screw, or it's just like just one maybe half an inch that it's smaller or bigger, that's a really pain in the ass.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually do woodwork. I've been doing some house development on my house.
Right.
Yeah, so I actually did a closet for me. My girlfriend just started living with me. We're planning on having a family, getting married, all that stuff.
Nice.
So I all these past months, I've been with some of my my family members and people I hire. We used we just made kind of this really cool closet for my bathroom, and we made this really cool. We are putting these really cool doors. I'm doing some custom bookshelves. They have this kind of like these little windows that you can kind of I don't know, like they have these little rails, so you can open them and close them, so no dust come into it.
All right, nice.
Yeah, so after besides doing comics, I do all that kind of stuff, because I really want to have all my stuff really well kept.
Nice. Welcome, Sugar Chris. Hail, everyone.
Hey, Sugar.
Joe Frago points out that Kami Mark has a fans hour today.
Oh yeah, I should jump into that. Kami Mark's real cool. I actually did one piece for him for Krishna Kid. So I did a contest for Lumina Vhox when I was on the subscribing on the pre-launch page. Every 100 subs, I used to make a poll on my Twitter and ask for which are your favorite CG comics out there, what projects are you interested, and whoever won, I choose the top 3, and whoever the top 4, and I made a pool, and whoever get the most votes, I made a fan art of it for free. So the first one was won by Cam in America, so I did one for that, and the second one was in the fight was really intense between Blade Devil and Krishna Kid from
really?
Comic Mark. Yeah, so Raging Golden Eagle actually made a post like vote for me, and he had like 300 votes, but Comic Mark was really decided on winning this contest, so he brought all of his communist party, and they all the communist power won over the whip. So it was fun stuff.
Dang. How much did he win by?
It was a really slow margin, like maybe 4 or 5 people.
Wow, that's
But,
a close. That's a close match.
yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, nice. Also, Billy Tucci and Niall Scala.
Oh yeah, I would love to be with them, but I don't even know how to begin to contact them. Like
Yeah, I mean,
I've been trying to get their attention for a while, and it's just not working.
I really have no clue, but I would try tweeting Pop XP.
Okay.
Since that's the main channel or the main stream or whatever.
Yeah, I'll try to.
The group uses. Utah mentions Morning Roast.
Oh, Morning Roast, yeah, for sure.
Check that one out. Welcome, Gloss T-Mad.
Oh, cool. You got my backing by Raging Golden Eagle. That was a really great show. Thanks, man. Thanks for supporting this project.
This read backwards is damn it slog. I don't know if that's or not, or just me reading too far into it. Joe says, don't let Shane play with your toys. That's wise advice. Yotam says, wait, he did the morning roast.
Nice.
Gloss is asking Hasbro? I'm not sure what that was in reference to. I'm a little late in responding to chat. Albino Thunderbuns, welcome. Dale Keon.
Oh, Dale Keon. Oh, thanks, Joe. Yeah, I'm super bad with all these names.
Oh, all right. That's who you guys were talking about earlier.
Yeah. He was announced, I believe, yesterday by Ethan on the streams. After the one. Yeah. Sorry. No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that I missed the stream. Apparently, EVS announced that Dale Keown has joined Comicsgate.
Yeah. That was the reveal of after Creed hit the 100K mark. So
Sweet.
yeah, that's really cool.
It is.
Yeah, man. So
awesome.
Being one of Ethan's streams is like, you will get a really great kickstart.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's got quite the audience. Sugar Chris says he's going to be on the morning roast again, Yotam. Sweet.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, I actually tried to go into the morning in the Gentleman's Scoundrel with Von Klaus and Eric Weathers, but I kind of had some errands to do on the morning, and Bond sent me a link, but I couldn't make it. I just got there in the last 5 minutes, so I couldn't make it today to the Gentleman's Scoundrel, but that's a really cool show to be in.
Hey, welcome Jake to Vister.
Hey man.
What's up? Asking you, what art books would you recommend to study?
Okay, so one of my other things on my background is that I'm an art mentor. So I actually did some teaching on DreamWorks. I was the guy who reviewed the portfolios and sent you. I was the one who kind of get you up to speed so you could work at the studio. So the ones I recommend the most for students, and depends of what are you looking for, but the best ones are for drawing the figure, I'd say Force. Then there's analytical figure drawing by Michael Hampton. That's a really great book. this is super hard to get, but you can get this all for free. But I recommend a lot the Grace and Norm Tuesday tips. Those are one of the best tips ever out there in the how to on how to draw. From perspective, I will go for. There's actually not. I haven't read any good book on perspective. I mean, there's Framed Perspective by Marcus Mathieu. He's from DreamWorks, but I find his approach like really worthy. Like he used a lot of words, and he can be uh, it can be heavy at times. So because I mean, I took classes with Marcos when I was at DreamWorks, and you can pretty much a lot of his chapters can be reduced to one or two sentences, and he used like really tons of blocks of text. But if you can do that, if you want to really get into perspective, the one book I did learn a lot from was the Perspective for Comic Book Artists from David Chelsea. That's like really one of the classics. And after that, I recommend the Marcos Mathieu Framed Perspective, Volume 1 and 2. For composition, the best book out there, it's always going to be Picture This by Molly Bank. That's kind of the one of the books you are forced to read if you ever want to go into animation. So and it's really simple, really cool. And one of the other books of composition you want to get into, it's Framed Ink. There's Framed Ink 1 and 2 by Marcus Mathieu, the same guy who did Framed Perspective. So Framed Ink and Framed Perspective are real cool. And there's a campaign right now for the How to Think When You Draw by the Elrington Bros, and they have these really cool books on how to draw about anything, and they are 4 books out right now. They are only being sold on Kickstarter, so you can get all of their books on their campaigns, or you could go and see their Instagram or Twitter, and they are always posting these tips daily, and they have become kind of like the standard for how to tutorials on drawing. So those are the books I will recommend if that helps, man. I wouldn't go back to Hogarth or Loomis. I know a lot of people try to get into comics with that, but those are more like analytical stuff. Those are not really for like drawing comics. They can be super heavy at times, but you can get the same thing but explained in a newer, fresher, simpler way from Michael Hampton. So I always recommend like analytical figure drawing. Like if you can buy that instead of anything Loomis, anything Born Hogarth, go for it, because it's made for the newer generations. It has all the knowledge these guys have, but simplified, and it adds a lot of the newer animation stuff into it. So yeah, I believe that's the one you should go for.
So, excuse me. Jake says, I wanted to get the Hampton book, but they don't ship it here.
Oh, there's always the PDF. You can go in the internet and get it on some various different ways. So yeah, it's out there. So
I
yeah,
own most of the books mentioned aside of Chelsea. Guess I am set to learn then.
Yeah, the David Chelsea is really cool. It's for a time it was really hard to find, but it's this one red book with a guy with glasses and a guy with a head with a cup of tea head. It has 2 volumes. The first volume is really good. The second volume, it's just only if you ever want to do like this curved perspective, like this 4-point perspective, a 5 or a 6-point perspective. If you want to make kind of this kind of like this magic ball effect, where when everything everything it's like super curved, this really forced perspective. The second book only dips into that, so that's really cool. But you should be able to get all the basics from book one. But yeah, those are really cool. Really, you should really get into those if you can.
Awesome. He says, I wish the E brothers didn't sell their books through CFW.
Well, I believe it was Kickstarter, but it's only on Kickstarter. Their own their stuff, but they're cool. I have them, all of them. I actually just backed the volume 4. It's cool, but they're kind of super random. They don't have like this learning curve. They could have like in the first book, I believe they start with hands. And the next tutorial, the next section is how to draw rocks. So it's not like they are planning this as they go. They just kind of ram everything together in the book. And even though if you cannot buy them on their site, the elritonbros.com, you could see all their tutorials there for free. They're not in a very good resolution, but it's good enough for you to, you can draw what's going on there, so you can practice at least.
Oh, okay. He specifies CF being crowdfunding.
Oh, crowdfunding. Okay. Yeah. The shipping expenses is really that's really expensive because they are shipping from the UK. So if you're ordering from the US, that's a minimum of 20 pounds, and for Mexico it's 25 pounds, so that's a ton of money. And if you buy all the $4 or $5, that's like 50 pounds. That's a way that's I don't know how much that will be in US, but it will be north of $50 just for shipping of all the books.
Right, that sounds about right. Wow. Yeah, that's some good information. Thank you. So we have here 57 days left. How did you guys set this up? It sounds like you are doing just a full 60 days of funding.
Yeah. I will be doing 60 days. Then I will go in demand, but I will go in demand for until I get everything printed. So after you finish an Indiegogo campaign, they will take about 2 weeks to get you the money. And after that, it will take like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks until my printer has everything ready. So I will have like maybe a month open in demand. But after that, after I get the books and after I packed everything, I will close it straight away because since it's an ordeal to go to Texas and get all these books, I just want to make one trip, So after that, I will close all this, all the in demand and just ship right away. And I will be keeping a lot of the books on for the next campaign. For my next book, I will be offering them as a bundle. I'm doing here bundles of lots of books. So I will try to be selling to crowdfunding up until I get the chance to set up an eBay store or maybe an Etsy. I'm looking into that, but the first thing first is getting this project funded and having something to sell,
Oh yeah, for sure. That's pretty sweet. And Lumina Vhox is going to be like an ongoing story, right? An ongoing title.
Yeah. As I told before, every 3 volumes, every 3 books, it's gonna be an arc, and I have like 4 to 5 arcs already planned. So yeah, it's gonna be. I'm gonna be working this alongside my main comic, which is gonna be called Ginger and Luna, because I have almost I've been working on volume 2 and 3, and those are like 200 plus page books.
Whoa.
So I will. My plan is going like when I go full time. My plan is like making a campaign every 2 months, like doing Lumina on the side while working full time on Ginger and Luna. So maybe 2 months a campaign for Lumina 2. Then after that, 2 month campaigns for Ginger and Luna Volume 1. Yeah, and I'm gonna try to alternate them. I mean, if I can get half of this year. If I can get into a good position with this, I can actually start producing everything from maybe June, July until I and the good thing is that I already have like volume 1 from Ginger and Luna finished, so I could get enough buffer so next year I could pump out books like crazy, like finally tell the stories I've been dying years to tell.
Oh yeah, oh my, yeah, totally. Let's see here. You know what? Let's see how we're doing it. See if we're still at 95. We're at 96%.
Nice.
So we went up a percent. You're at 6752 out of 7,000. So we're getting there. And that's quite an accomplishment in just 4 days. Wow.
Yeah, this is actually my 5th day, but I really hope to get funded before the week,
That'd be nice.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. So Lumina Vhox, Maya's trying to save the souls of her family from the eldritch god growing inside of her. And if it wakes up, everyone, including her, will be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Volume 1 is an 80-page book in full color, standard comic size, 6.875 inch by 10.625 inch. First one in the series.
Yes.
Yeah, we got cool looking robots.
Mm-hmm.
Anime manga girls.
Yeah.
Here's Lumina Vhox. So Maya is selected to be the vessel of an eldritch god by a mysterious cabal. But in the middle of the ritual, something goes wrong. As the god inside of her devours the souls of her family and loved ones, Maya is trying to get back into control of her own body and save the souls of her family without losing herself in the process.
Yes.
Oh, this is neat. Genre action adventure, supernatural mystery, eldritch horror.
Those were really fun to make.
Oh, wow. That's, and if you like these titles, this is the one for you.
Yes. Yes, I always tell that Lumina Vhox is kind of like a Space Eldritch Naruto meets Warhammer 40k with a little Bloodborne in it.
That's quite a mix.
Yep. And with pastel colors, nonetheless.
Whoa. I'm digging this hand. It's wicked.
Thanks, man.
Wow. There's a lot of detail. Yeah, I mean, oh, jeez. That's cool. Oh my gosh, the expression on her face. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is definitely manga influence.
Yeah, for sure.
How long did you say you've been working on this story?
I have it about 2 years ago. I came up with it. I was teaching in my storyboard class for people in Mexico. I decided to go to the US and bring as much. And when I work in DreamWorks and all this kind of stuff, I try to bring as much knowledge to my home country because studying abroad is super expensive for us. So I started, super cheap, super affordable courses where I teach everything I knew. So one of those was a storyboard course, and I have like 20 or 25 students there, and I was teaching them how to do the pre-production for us for like this small short with this animated short, really short animated short. That sounds weird to say, but yeah. And we needed to design a character, so they my students live in the class start pitching, they started pitching ideas and stuff, and they throw out like eldritch stuff. We want to see family themes, we want to see all of this. And after all that, we grab all of those, and we decided to make a story on the spot, on the class. And we actually had a like the whole course revolved around this project called Lumina Vhox. So we did some animation, we did some character design, we did some we wrote a story together. So that's been after that, it's been on the back burner for a while, until I finally left my work with DreamWorks, with Netflix. I just have to get rid of some of stuff, of one last issue I had to do for Comixology Originals. They just sent me an email yesterday, because we've been working on a series for maybe 2 years. It was supposed to be wrapped like a year and a half, but they kind of the writer has some health issues, and just right now he's just getting into shape, and I'm still on a contract, so I have to deliver the last one.
Okay.
Yeah, I just as I came to Comicsgate, I just have this opportunity to finally tell the story of Mia. And I really wanted to. I've been only working on this on 1 week, but in that week I made like 25 pages, and I did 10 pages with color. I did the cover and all that stuff. So I believe that if you guys help me buy some time for myself, when I don't have to really worry about anything else, I can get these stories to you as fast as possible, because I really love to draw. I'm drawing all time, all day. I always getting all these stories getting put together. I already have like the bigger picture. I have already the story beats. I've been using animation techniques on how to draw, on how to how to write kind of this like these cool story beats. So I've been using all my arsenal to keep everything in check, to be as professional as possible, to get as streamlined as possible. And the only thing I need is just the support of this wonderful people from this community.
All right. Awesome. And remind me again, did you say your ultimate goal, or what you like to see, is that the book? Are you shooting for hardcover or?
Oh, it's gonna be a square bound soft cover.
Square bound. All right.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Just getting, just crossing, shipping the hardcovers will be hell. I just barely can with these little books. So yeah, I might do it on the future, or maybe I don't know. I'll try to pitch EVS maybe if he wants to publish some of this stuff. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
But if he does, that will be taken care of. The presentation of the books and the shipping. But as for right now, I'm trying to just do the best I can with what I can.
Yeah, perfect bound with UV spot coating.
Yes.
All right, sweet. Jake says, "Good job in promo wise, and good luck, Jose. I'm going to dip, but please stay safe."
Thanks a lot, man. You too.
So we got the characters here: Maya, the vessel of an eldritch god. These vessels are called luminas.
Mm-hmm.
19. This is French for 19, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
All right. 19, the god killer, member of the Abyssal Hunter Society. And the gods, the old ones, ancient eldritch gods with unimaginable power and uncontrollable hunger. So those are like politicians, right?
Yeah, based on real politicians.
Yeah. If you want to support me, pick up my old books. Oh
Yes.
wow! So you actually had these. These are all physical books.
Yeah, they are already printed, and I have limited quantities. So
Wow.
I'm offering them with bundles with this campaign.
Okay.
The,
All right.
yeah, the only one I'm printing right now it's just Lumina Vhox, but I have my 8-bit story. I have like I believe like I have like 600 left. From Egoist, I have like 400 left. Trucus Maximus already sold out, but I might be getting the possibility to get some more because that was printed for by First Second Books. But today I got an email from First Second Books. I think they made a print run of I don't know. I don't remember if it was 60,000 or 80,000, and they only did one print run and they got leftovers like 5,000, and they have card covers and soft covers, and I'm able to they're gonna destroy them because they ever since the pandemic began and everything things sales went down, so we didn't get to go to the second print run, but we at least sold like uh either 55,000 or 75,000 of these books. But yeah, I got a really great royalty check from this, but the last remaining 5,000 they're going to destroy. So I got an email telling me that if I want to buy some of those, I could do it right now. So I might be able to get some of these because I only have the only when it was published, they sent me a box with like 50 books, and I sold here with my peers in Mexico half of them, and I only had like 18 left. So that's where those 18 were offered as a bundle on the highest tier on the campaign. For $70 you could get all 4 books, but that sold out like real quick.
My
But
gosh.
since today I got this, and that's a 280-page book, so that's a really big book. Yeah, on Shay's stream, Alex from the
Side.
yeah, he told me that oh, it's nice to have fun books in these new campaigns. So that's really big. That's a really big book, and I will be getting 25 more for free with the possibility to buy some more from them. So I will try to look into my budget. Maybe I can buy, I don't know, 50, maybe 100 of these. But the shipping the shipping's gonna kill me because they're gonna be they're super heavy. But I'm trying to, if I can purchase some of those, I can be able to bring back the highest tier again. But I'm just looking to that. I'm starting to make my I'm trying to check my numbers if I can do that. But yeah, and there's other 2 books called my 8-bit story, what's 160-page book, a girl traveling through her old Game Boy games, and yeah, and that's the art for it. I did that some years ago. That was the book that actually got me the job at DreamWorks at that 30-second books. I decided to sell it at San Diego Comic-Con, and a headhunter from DreamWorks actually stopped by, bought 5 of my books, and I was hired on the spot. 1 week later, after San Diego Comic-Con finished, I was working at DreamWorks, and I bring this book to First Second Books. I wanted to work there because some of my favorite artists were there, Vera Borsgol and Jane Wang, and there was Becky Cloonan and Paul Pope. They were working there, so I just decided to try my luck with this book, and I just show it to them, and I was hired on the spot, and that got me the job to actually make Trucus Maximus, the book that already sold out. So I'm selling all of those here in this campaign on a bundle. So if some people are interested in this.
Man, that is so sweet. So there's a possibility you might add more tiers to the campaign if you're able to acquire more copies.
Yeah, I will bring back the Trucus Maximus tier, the Racing Lumina tier. It's called. It has all 4 books, so I will need to get in contact with them. I have a deadline in which I can respond to them, so I
Right.
believe that's Monday. So I will have to try to keep all my numbers in check, and if I can do all of this. The thing is that I might get these books shipped to me when the campaign ends. So I don't really want to keep people waiting. So, you know, I don't know if I might save them for later campaigns, or if people are willing to wait 2 weeks more before shipping, I can totally put this on as a perk, again.
That'd be cool. Egoista, text printed in Spanish.
Oh yeah, that's another book I got. I won a contest here in Mexico. It was the judge for that was Leah Moore, the daughter of Alan Moore. So she picked 4 winners, and all the 4 winners got a print run of 1,000 copies of the book you were pitching. So yeah, I got this one print for free, but the rules of the contest was that it should have been in Spanish. It was a contest in Mexico after all.
Right.
So yeah, everything is in Spanish. It's printed on Spanish. But
Nice.
for this campaign, I will be translating the PDF to English. So you will have your Spanish hard copy and your digital English copy.
Oh my gosh, that's a trip. All right, that's cool. Then we've got Trucus Maximus, which you're trying to acquire more copies of after you do your math.
Yeah.
Tiers. We got. All right, so you have the tiers broken out here,
Mm-hmm.
and you have them on the side too. Digital Lumina. So the digital PDF version for 10 USD. The printed version, 80 pages, plus the digital for 25. 8-bit Lumina for 40. So you get the. All right, so you get Lumina Vhox, the hardcover, as well as the PDF version,
Mm-hmm.
plus my 8-bit story in physical book and PDF.
Yes.
The Selfish Lumina. Lumina Vhox Vol.1, the book in PDF. 8-bit story, book in PDF. Egoista, book in PDF.
Mm-hmm.
The Racing Lumina. Lumina Vhox Vol.1, book in PDF. 8-bit story, book in PDF. Egoista, book in PDF. Trucus Maximus, book only.
Yeah, not the PDF, because that belongs to first second book, so I can only really sell the hard copies I have.
It say again?
So I cannot really sell the PDF here, because since I published this with first second books, they are they have the rights, so I can only sell the hard copies I have.
All right, gotcha. Everybody, Lumina Vhox Vol.1 is funding. Be sure and back it if you can. If you're unable to, definitely spread the word. Share it on your social media. If you have already backed it, consider backing it again. Back it once, back it twice, back it 3 times a lady. So, Racing Lumina, you got, Trucus Maximus is a physical, because that's the one you have the opportunity to get copies of, but no rights to the digital side of it. Add-ons, you can add this at checkout. No extra shipping required. Wow. Sketch cards, $25. Original art, random Lumina Vhox character. Sketch done on ink and paper, 6 by 4 inches.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a pretty good size.
Yeah, that's bigger than your normal trading card.
Yeah, oftentimes trading cards are 2.5 by 3.5 inches.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good size, 6x4. So that's definitely worthwhile. Commission sketch card, original art. You choose which character. Oh, you got Cyberfrog.
Yeah.
Goes in the card. Anything goes. Anything goes. Sketch done on ink and paper.
Yeah, so if you have any character you like, if you want to make a gift to somebody you like, one of your friends, or if you want to just sell, like let's say they have like an original character, you want them to gift to them, or you have your own original character, for $50 I will actually draw it and give you a physical copy of this commission sketch card. So it's a really fun way to making small commissions. To some people have told me that it's a very affordable way to see my take on their own characters, which for some people is super exciting. So yeah, that's cool.
That's a good point. The team. Jose Garcia works as a freelancer in comics and animation for the last 14 years. And that's a hell of a resume. Good golly. Good golly. Oh, Amazon owns Comixology too? Jeez, they own everything.
Yeah, that's the thing I did from Comixology Originals. That's the one that says field tripping. That's for comic. That's I get my checks from Amazon. So yeah.
Wow. Do you still work on field tripping, or is that project already completed?
As I told you before, we were supposed to finish this one like year and a half, but the health issues with the writer set us back. And then after that, they find out. Well, I joined Comicsgate, and they are not very supportive of Comicsgate. So
oh my gosh.
they couldn't fire me because we had a contract. So I actually have to finish the last issue, and they are not very happy with me being here in CG. And it's kind of an awkward situation in which we are bound by contract.
Yeah.
So I do have to finish it so I can be free of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually thought they have already fired me because ever since about 10 months ago, since I started joining CG, they that's where they actually noticed. And I started sending emails, but I just got a response after 10 months. So they were radio silent for 10 months. So
wow.
Yeah, I actually believe that I was off the hook of that. But just yesterday, I believe they some of the guys are from Amazon, not the writers themselves. I mean, Amazon is real cool with that, but the writers are kind of like they're not CG friendly. They used to do some stuff for the mainstream, so they work with Boom. As one of them is the writer of Godzilla, and he did some of the Magic the Gathering comics, and so he's been working with mainstream, so they don't really like CG all that much. So there's a little bit of tension there, but after I finish this one last issue, I'm off the hook. I asked for this getting paid up front for this for this last issue because it will be hell if I spent all this time and they suddenly decide oh, we're not gonna pay you because you're CG now or something. So there's kind of a little bit of friction there because I said, like, I'm not gonna start working on this until I get my kind of full payment. You can expect me to be professional, but nothing from my end. I still like you guys. I still want to work with you. I still want to get this book out, but from my end, everything's cool. Everything's cool. I will still be the professional you hired me as, but the the adversarially position comes from the writers. So and Amazon, it's like, well, I don't really care, just get your shit together and finish the book, right? You're 1 year behind the schedule, so we don't care. We'll let it to you to to make some negotiation there and get this thing done. And yeah, we've been negotiating that, and if I get my money, I will start working right away on that. But we do have a deadline in which we could get in trouble with Amazon, so I really need to get into that soon.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, just finish out your prior obligations and be done with them.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jose, you are drawing, inking, coloring, lettering, and promoting your own comic.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a lot to do, but you're definitely up to the task considering your animation background.
Yes.
That's pretty impressive. And as you mentioned yourself, you produce product at a steady pace.
Yeah.
Oh, this is cool. You're updating the progress.
Yeah, every Monday I will be updating the progress so people can see how far the book is at.
Nice. Line art, colors, lettering. Sweet. Follow the making of the book live on your Twitch channel. Oh, cool. Do you also do your live updates on YouTube, or is it all Twitch? Or do you do it to Twitch and then upload to YouTube?
I'm still trying to figure this out. I mean, I started live streaming on Twitch this week. It's been 3 streams so far, maybe 4. But I still haven't figured out how to even record them, get them recorded to Twitch. And I'm looking into simulcasting, YouTube and Twitch and Facebook. But once I figure all that out, I will start posting them in YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook.
Yeah, that's what I presently do. I use a product called StreamYards.
Yeah.
And it allows you to broadcast all 3 at the same time.
Yeah, I'm using Streamlabs. I was really fond of it. Right now, I'm just gonna figure out what buttons I should push and what buttons I shouldn't push. But I've been super busy with the launching week and jumping on streams that, it's been really hard to, just sit down, watch a YouTube video and do a step-by-step. But once it's figured out, for sure, I will be on all platforms.
Yeah, if I can be of any help, just DM me on Twitter.
Oh, thanks a lot, man.
And bear in mind that StreamYards is different from Streamlabs.
Yeah, StreamYard, I don't use it that much because every time I go into StreamYard, my computer completely freezes. So, that's why sometimes I cannot. I join some streams and I cannot share my screen because it does something funny in which it lags everything or it glitches. So I don't know. StreamYard hate me. So that's where I went with Streamlabs, which it's being nice to me.
Yeah, because I've heard about all kinds of features in Streamlabs. I'm not set up with Streamlabs. I use StreamYards, which works fine for me. I wonder if your browser requires a certain plugin. But one thing I did notice is StreamYard doesn't work well in all browsers. Like I have issues using it in Safari and I think Firefox, but it runs pretty well in Chrome.
I'm using them on Firefox. On Safari, it doesn't even open. I'm working from a Mac, so it doesn't really does that well. I haven't opened it in Chrome because my Chrome, I don't know, it has so many stuff going on, old plugins that I have that I need to erase and stuff. That I'm
Um,
just, I'm just so I stopped using Chrome because it eats up the RAM of your Mac like real fast. So
yeah,
I ended up working, just doing everything on Firefox.
yeah. I use a Mac daily as well, and I'm using Chrome for Macintosh, but I don't use a whole lot of plugins. I have a few, but not a whole lot. But I've been meaning to try this other browser called Brave.
Oh yeah, Brave browser. That's really cool. That's the one with the lion, right?
Yeah, and I was going to see how well StreamYard performed in that, but haven't gotten to it yet. But yeah, I'm looking for alternatives to Chrome because, you know, Google's getting too weird.
Yeah.
So that's cool that you're sharing the creation process.
Yeah, I'm trying to put myself on the spot, so I can actually get things done. So you can, so people feel safe, know that I am actually working on the stuff rather than saying that I am working on the stuff.
So in terms of the perks, we've got the Selfish Lumina, and all of these perks in greater detail are listed on the left-hand side towards the bottom. For anyone who didn't see them yet. So this has free signature add-ons.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, some people like their comic signs, some other people don't. So instead of offering, like a sign it perk tier with, adding like $25 for my signature, like, no, I won't do that. I wouldn't buy that, to be honest. So I am offering the chance that if you really want me to sign your comics, well, you can add them as an add-on. Well, it isn't free per se because Indiegogo lets you, the lower you can go with $1, so it's $1 for me to sign all of the books there. So yeah, so that's for people's preferences, if they like them comic signed, or if they don't, it will only cost you $1 additional to get everything signed. So it's up to you guys.
and then we've got 25 out of 427 claimed. How did you come up with 427 available? Is that literally how many copies you have?
Yeah, that's how many of the Selfish book I have. So
Okay, all right.
I'm keeping myself something like 50 of each book if there's some damaged ones, or if I need to resend.
Sweet. Oh, Yotam Darkstar started using Brave and loves it. Sweet.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it downloaded for a while, but I haven't been really, I'm super lazy to putting all my passwords and all my logging stuff there. So
right.
I know there's some apps, like I use Setup on Mac. I know there's the key, the keychain that brings all your passwords to all of the browsers, but I've just been lazy. I've just been super focused on the campaign and all that stuff that I haven't been able to move to Brave browser.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and by the way, the Selfish Lumina tier is the featured one.
Yes.
So I always applaud creators who have a featured tier on their Indiegogo.
Mm-hmm.
Featured tier is the one that the creator wants to point out and highlight to the audience. It typically is not the cheapest tier, it's not the most expensive tier, but it is one that usually includes like a book and some extra swag.
Yeah.
So, and as he mentioned earlier, there's the optional free signature as add-ons. Then we've got the digital version, Digital Lumina, which is on PDF file format.
Yes.
10. Yeah, I was going to say, I imagine this tier is going to be quite popular since the book is 80 pages, 80 to 100.
Yeah, I hope so. It saves a lot of in shipping, so that's only profits. Digitals are strictly profit.
Yep, absolutely. And then we got the printed Lumina that includes the PDF version and free signature add-ons, free signature on add-ons.
Mm-hmm.
Then we've got the 8-bit Lumina, which is the Lumina Vhox book, the digital version, my 8-bit story, and digital version. Free signature on add-ons as well. And this is one of my favorite parts just because it's fun. I like to check out the tiers that get sold out so I can see what I missed.
Yeah.
So we have the Racing Lumina that had the...
all 4 books.
Yeah, that's one I would be interested in. So I'm hoping you're able to score some more copies. Racing Lumina that has all 4 books. And you get PDF versions, PDF equivalents on 3 of the 4 books.
Yes.
Fantastic. Were you in this campaign going to include? Actually, hold on. I think it was mentioned over here, wasn't it? Wait, hold on. That's discussing your previous books.
Yeah, then the tiers and the add-ons.
PDF versions, books and PDFs.
Yeah, I don't really have a lot of swag. I will be adding it later on the campaign as weekly updates. I'm aiming for putting some original art there. I'm actually on Monday. I will post a tier with the first with the hand with the page with the hand holding Mia. I'm gonna print that and use the light box and print and ink it traditionally. So I will try to get some pages, some original pages, just for this campaign. And after that, I will try to bring more stuff like every week. I will try to make like some stickers and some posters, some trading cards.
Right.
But after the first 30 days. On the first week of the second 30 days, I plan to, if everything goes super well, I plan to add another tier, which will be another book with the concept art for Lumina Vhox. I have it will be like a 40 or 60 page book of the character designs, all the stuff I did to create this book with notes. I will have it there. I plan on price it like maybe $15, and you can and all the stuff I've been telling you about, the stickers, the swag, you can add on. You can put them as add-ons there, so you can only choose whatever you like. So if guys have already purchased the Lumina Vhox Volume 1, you can then later on choose to purchase this extra book and all the other swag on it. I'm trying to make it as as easy as possible, because some people told me that if you bring this as an as a stretch goal, you might be able to find yourself in a tough financial situation So since this is my first campaign, I'm trying to play it safe, just testing the waters. So it and there's people that I think that they might be only interested on the concept art book. So so yeah, I have some of my peers from animation that they don't really care much about comic books, but they do care about art books. So I'm sure lots of those guys will only try to purchase the art book and not the comic. So that's what I will be setting it up that way. Maybe as I'm saying, testing the water, see what works, what doesn't, so I can bring all the good ideas up to the next campaign and discard the bad ideas.
For sure. The sketch cards, the original and the commission. Did you say that they were going to be available through the add-on?
Yeah, that's add-ons. You can add as much as you want. You can. There's a guy who just wanted like 3 Lumina sketch cards. So that was real cool. So there's no cap to it because I'm doing all of those. All every day starting next week, I will be drawing. I can draw like up to 2 or 3 for my morning warm-ups, and then do my 2 pages, and then get to my regular work. So I can be popping this. I mean, there will be like 50 days left, so I can come up easily with 100 of these. So yeah, hopefully that some people purchase some of these, so I can actually get rid of most of them.
Huh? Sweet. Yeah, that'll be cool. Fantastic. This looks great. Oh, man.
Yeah, Wiz. So, hey, Wiz, gotta go now. Thanks a lot for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we went a little bit long. My girlfriend is just a little bit mad because we have to get some. We need to eat some food right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
She's waiting. She's totally waiting on me. So I don't mean to be rude, but thanks a lot for having me. It was a blast being here. Super fun stream. And we have you got me up to 97%. Is that right? Or let's refresh.
I was at oh yeah, you're at 97% now.
Nice, 97%. That's so cool. So only 3% left to go to get this fun.
So you're looking at what, $193 to go?
Yeah, $193 to go. Yeah,
oh my gosh, that's a trip.
That's super close. Yeah, man. Yeah. So thanks a lot, and thanks for having me.
Yeah,
it was super fun.
Yeah, you again. You're always welcome here.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, thank everyone in the chat. You guys are awesome. You guys rock. Thanks to everyone who watches this on replay. And whenever you need to, Jose, you're welcome to leave. I'm just closing it out.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot. And thanks to the chat. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for backing this while on stream. And see you guys. And thank you, Wiz, again. And well, now I've got to go. Bye.
Take it easy, Jose. And actually, let's play the trailer once more. Why don't we?
I don't know how it happened, but that thing found its way into us. It took everything from me. I'm not sure how, but I'm gonna take it back. What is Lumina? If you watch now, find out by Becky. Only on Indiegogo.
Wow, that's a trip. You've got the text to voice technology and picking out a voice that sounds like a little girl. So it's his words and this like an AI voice, I guess. Excuse me. Yeah, so definitely back Lumina Vhox. If you've already backed it, back it twice. Back it 3 times a lady. This looks like a really good book, and it's a hell of a steal at 80 pages, man. 80 to 100, actually. And it sounds like there's a chance for a bunch of behind-the-scenes content as well. So that is really cool. So check it out. The link's in the chat. And there's the oh, I already shared it, didn't I? Huh. Oh well. Once again, thanks to everyone in the chat. Thanks to everyone who watches this on replay. Thanks to our very special guest, Jose Garcia. And we will close this out. Spread the word. We are 97% funded. 97%. That freaking rocks. And if anyone's interested, I've got a couple more streams going on tonight. And so I may see some of you guys later. All right. Take it easy, y'all. Bye.
Final guest is the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sameti. The YouTube channel. WyzGyz. How you doing? Welcome to the show.